Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing, all the way from Kaunas in Lithuania. Got my little Lithuanian boxing gloves. How about that, eh? Funny what you find in the old souvenir shops, isn't it? But had to buy them. Anyway, I want to talk a bit about Oshaki Foster. Now, Foster, as you may remember, is the former WBC super-featherweight champion, and he was previously promoted by Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, and then he switched to Top Rank. Now, you may remember him for his fight with Eduardo Hernandez last year, because if it wasn't the fight of the year, it was near as damn it close to being so. And certainly the 11th round of that fight was, I think, without a shadow of a doubt, the round of the year. And in fact, Oshaki Foster came from behind to stop Eduardo Hernandez in the 12th and final round and retain his title. So that was 2023. And, you know, the switch from Matchroom to Top Rank, you thought to yourself, that's a good little acquisition for Top Rank, because Oshaki Foster is a very exciting fighter to watch. Very skillful, but likes to have a row, likes to get stuck in. Well, he may be remembered in 2023 for the round of the year, but unfortunately this year he'll probably be remembered as being on the wrong end of the most controversial decision of the year. It was a split decision loss to ROBSON CONCEICAO. And I think this is the worst decision of the year that I've seen anyway. And I watch most boxing. I mean, certainly watch all the big fights, and I watch most of the undercards as well. I can't think of a worse decision, because to me, Oshaki Foster clearly won this contest. And Conceicao, who I think this was his third attempt at a title. He'd previously lost to Shakur Stevenson, and that was in 2022, I think. Prior to that, he'd lost to Oscar Valdez, another unanimous decision. That was the previous year to that, so that would have been 2021. He finally got his title against Foster, but I'm sorry, no disrespect to ROBSON CONCEICAO, who is a good, tough, honest pro. He's Brazilian. He's 35 now, so this was his final sort of bite of the cherry, if you like. But he didn't win that fight against Foster. He honestly didn't. And it's weird, because at 35, I mean, his record is currently 19 wins with 9 KOs, 2 defeats, the 2 that I mentioned, and 1 draw. And he's one of those guys you thought he stayed amateur too long, because you can still see some amateur traits. And he does box very well. He doesn't really try to put the heat on you, the hurt on you. He's quite content to sort of pop you and move. But to me, he was just outworked by Oshaki Foster. I just don't understand how anyone could have picked him to have won that fight. Most of the rounds, Foster was doing more of the heavier work. I'm not saying it was entirely one-sided. It wasn't. And I always avoid the word robbery, because I don't like that word. I think it's vastly overused and abused. The first Catterall Taylor fight was a robbery for me. You know, Sonny Martinez getting robbed against Campbell Hatton was a flat-out robbery. I cannot believe that the referee was that incompetent. To me, it has to be something else, should we say. Picking the right man to win, if you know what I mean. In this, I just got the feeling that maybe 2 of the judges, because it was a split decision, had a bad day at the office. I don't think there was any real skullduggery going on. I think it was just 2 guys had a stinker at the office, and unfortunately it cost Foster. But you know, Foster is a very good fighter indeed. He's an orthodox fighter. I think he's about 30 now. So he's still got time to turn it around. But the important thing is that there is going to be a rematch against Conceicao, and that will be on November the 2nd. So Foster will have a chance to get his title back, and Conceição, probably in light of the controversy surrounding the first fight, will have to do a lot more to retain this belt in this rematch, because I think people are looking at this fight and saying, if there's anything close, you would think that the pressure will be on the judges to anything that's sort of 50-50-ish, you're going to give it to Foster to make up for this extremely questionable decision earlier in the year. Now, none of this is meant to sort of insult Conceição. I'm sure that his fans and maybe he himself would find it quite insulting, but I just think that Foster won this fight, won the first fight. And I think if Conceição clearly wins the rematch, then okay, fair enough. It'll be one of those Joe Louis, Jersey Joe Walcott things where Walcott pretty much obviously won the first fight against Lewis, and then Lewis, I think, stopped him in the rematch, wasn't it? Going back a bit, it was before my time even. But I just was shocked when I saw this result, and I'm glad they're getting it on again. I think Foster, considering what he's delivered over the last couple of years, deserved something better. I'm not someone who believes you've got to, really take the guy's title, by winning most of the rounds or anything. I don't hold with that idea that you've got to go in there and really rip the title off the champion. It kind of helps, obviously. But if you win more rounds, you should be not given the title, but you will have earned the title. And for me, Conceição didn't do that. So I don't know. What do you think about this? Did you see the first fight? If so, do you agree with me that it was a shocker? Foster himself is, 22 wins, 12 KOs, 3 defeats now, all on points. And he kind of came good after, a couple of earlier defeats, I think about 7, 8, 9 years ago. Quite a long time, because like I say, he's 30 years old. But he turned pro when he was quite young. I think he was about 18, Foster. So he kind of had a couple of bumps in the road where he lost decisions, and then moved his way up to a title, got the title, defended it in an absolute thriller against Hernandez, and then got jobbed on the cards against Conceição. I don't think that's very fair. I'm kind of rooting for him, although Conceição, he ain't a bad fighter, goes the distance, very crafty, high ring IQ, but probably did stay amateur a bit too long, I think. So November the 2nd is the rematch. What do you think? What did you think of the first fight? Let me know. Comments below, as always. I always enjoy reading your comments. And please, if you are new to the channel and you could subscribe, that would be great. And also hit that like button and build the channel up. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Much love from Kaunas in Lithuania. See you soon. Bye for now.